Hey, I'm Natalie Peconic and this is my YouTube Nat Scraps. Today we are having a bit of a deep dive into the Are We There Yet kit, the scrapbooking one, and I'm going to go through the layouts that are created with this kit, and I'm also going to show you me putting together the last two layouts. So I didn't film the first one. I thought that I'd just put them all together and then I would film what I do with the leftovers. What happened was when I got to the second layout, I realized I could save a little bit of paper, and in doing that I then changed a couple of things, so I have a little bit of extra paper for the extra layouts at the end. Now I didn't save a lot, I didn't change a huge amount, but I thought I'd leave it in here, and I thought you guys might like to see how I put together the kits. So I'll go through the three layouts, and then after that you'll go to the pre-recorded of me putting together layout 2 and layout 3. This is the Are We There Yet collection. I do go through this whole mini catalogue. So this is from the January-March 2023. Can't believe we're saying 2023, guys. The 2023 mini catalogue. And I have a video, I will pop a link in the description below, that where I go through the whole mini catalogue, but today we're just focusing on the layouts in this kit here. So this is the Are We There Yet scrapbooking kit. You do get some exclusive papers and things in this kit. We have the sticker sheet, the cute little suitcase embellishments, and what else, and your papers that you generally get. So as I said, this is the three layouts. This is the instructions here that have pictures of the layouts that you can then make your layouts from them. You do need to have the exclusive papers and stuff to make them. That is there. This is layout 1. I really like this with the little bit of colouring under the tags here. You do add that with a blending brush and some inks. You can leave it without that, but it is added. This is layout 2, and this is where I changed a couple of little bits. I cut out a little bit of paper from behind here so that we had some left over and I could use that in later layouts. So that's layout 2. It's really cute with I think I have this back to front, guys. Hang on, let me just do a quick swippity swap. There we go. There. It is really cute. I like this nice big banner. This little bit here, I added a little bit of string up there. You'll see that a little bit later. And this little cluster here. It is a really cute layout. And this one I've got upside down, guys. I'm doing really well. And this is the third layout. I have a photo mat on there upside down too. Oh dear me. So when you see the video later, just stop and scream, it's upside down. And this one here, which I think is really, really cute too. Now I think I did leave off a sentiment that was at the bottom here, and I may have changed something on here as well. But yeah, as I do, I can't do things exactly as. So now what we'll do is we'll head to the pre-recorded. As I said, it's going to show you where I did save some paper. In the follow-up videos, then we're going to create layouts using what's left. So I hope that you will subscribe, see what goes on here, and see what we come up with, because I'm actually so excited to show you in future videos what I have left from this kit. We'll see you in a minute on the pre-record. Bye. Okay guys, here is layout 2, and this is the first big change. The instructions said to use 2 of the white base. Rather than doing that, I chose to use some paper that I had left over that I wanted to use up, and that allows me 2 of the white base to use for later on. So rather than, cutting up or using white that you're not going to see, I've got that for later. I'm now drawing around that geotag blue, and I'm cutting this out, and I do a bit of a boo-boo here, and I do an even bigger one in a second, but cutting that out leaves that big patch of blue that's going to be covered up to use for later on. Now I go to put this on and go, it's upside down, oops, so I will use it on the other page. So you would think, having done that mistake once, that I would have learnt my lesson, but apparently I'm not all that smart. So again, I trace it for the left-hand side, turn it over, cut it out, and go, I am a big doofus head. So I patched this together, and I use a bit of thicker 12mm double-sided tape and make some patches there. Now, there's only two little sections that you will see that this is being cut. It does mean I don't have as big a piece, nicest piece for later on, and I can't really use the back of this piece because it's got patches all over it, but I'm still saving a little bit of paper, and you can't really notice it, thank goodness. I do these silly things from time to time, and I'm very good at being able to fix them up. I'm going to pop the two little strips that go on the outside edge and that shield that comes as part of the pre-cut die kit, and popping that there. If you haven't done one of these kits before, they are fantastic. The sheets come out with the die cuts on them, and it is so fast and quick. You pop all the die cuts out, use the sticker sheets. The cutting guidelines are really simple and easy to understand, and these are quick, fun pages to make. They're great to have on hand if you're going to like a retreat, something like that, so that you can pump out a few pages without having to take lots and lots of stuff with you. I really encourage you to go try one if you haven't, and you will see later on what you can get out of the leftovers of the kit as well. So I get quite a few pages. Leave in the comments below how many pages you think I get out of this kit from the leftover. Now, I do add a couple of base pages and things, but let me know how many you think that I'm going to get out of this kit when I'm done making these 3 double pages. Just adding the photo mats there, and then page 2 really is up to the embellishing now. So that was nice and quick. Now you can see that I've got the instructions there. They're in the instruction, it actually tells you exactly where to put your photo mats and things. So it gives you, like, you know, 2 3/4 inches down, and then from the left hand side 2 inches across. That's just what I'm saying, but it's really easy to get things in the right place, and you don't have to overly think. Now, the other thing I like about these two, you've seen me many times, is take these kits apart. So go back and see some of my other series. I think Eat, Pray, something. What was it? Eat, the food one. And Christmas Story and Backyard Blitz. You'll see that I can take these kits apart and you can get so many pages out of them as well. So they are so versatile. Here I'm going to add this banner sticker, but I'm going to have that mounted with foam tape. So I'm just taking the stick off the back and popping the foam on there. Popping the sticker in, and then I'm going to add all of these cute little banners that come as die cuts all along the bottom. The last video I have in this series for Are We There Yet is going to be using all the very small scraps, and you would think after making 3 double pages and then have a guess at how many other pages, I wouldn't have much left, but I do have a scraps video, and it shows you what you can do with a few stamps and lots of tiny little scraps, and that's a really good one to subscribe and get the bell notification. I'm bad at saying all that sort of stuff, but yeah, keeping up to date and watching out for that one, because it's going to be a really fun video. Just blending the outside edges of those few die cuts and bringing in another sticker for the bottom. Now I do make a little change there as well. The die cuts that are up along the top there, I decide that they need something for them to hang off, so I add a little bit of twine there. And I think I also put some embellishments in a couple of different places. That's another really good thing about these kits, is just because they've put their die cuts or their embellishments in a certain spot does not mean that you have to do exactly the same. Make it your own, change it up a little bit, make it so that you know, things are in a slightly different position or a different die cut, if you know something's going to go better with the photos that you've got to put on the page, then change it up and make it your own. Here you can see that little bit of twine I was talking about, and I've popped that on, and a couple little glue dots just on the edge of the twine so that it's held down nice and fast. Now this little tag you seen there, I cut the bottom half of it. It was going to go down behind that photo mat, so why waste that little bit of paper? I've popped that aside and I'm going to use that later on when I make some other pages. And I think that one is it, guys. I think I've got all the embellishments on. Oh, one more of these rubber embellishments of the suitcases, and that's it, guys. So that is layout 2. Now I stick down my bases to my Versamat, so I'm just taking that little bit of stick off there, and then we will get started with the next video. So layout 3, we're using the back of this piece that we took the die cut out of. So I'm going to pop that down. Then we have the yellow paper for the right hand side and another piece of yellow paper from the left hand side that we're going to put there. Oh no, we're going to take our die cuts out first. So at first I thought we were using the pieces that come from the inside of this, and then I looked at the instructions and realized, oh, we're using the larger piece. So just keep that in mind when you go to take these out. Don't be too rough, because we're actually using the piece that looks like the left behind here. See that little tag that I just threw up there? We're going to go looking for that a little bit later because we're not going to know where it is. And we're just popping the rest of these out. So having got most of the die cuts out that I need for this, I'm then going to go in and make sure that my papers are running the right way and add this little piece over the map paper here. This is a really interesting embellishment on this page, and it's really effective. You could put some photos. It's kind of like you've got half a page without the photos on, but you could put some photos, sort of smaller photos around there, or some locations of where you went. I think it would be really good if you say gone on a trip, say, you know, around Australia. For us Australian guys, you know, you could Adelaide, Outback, whatever. Put the, you know, a little tag with written locations and like little pins or something. And I reckon that would be really effective and fun. Just going around these pieces of paper with their colors and blending, and just adding that little bit of blended touch to that. And I probably should have done the photo mats. I did notice before when I was popping them away, I didn't do the photo mats on the right hand side. I didn't blend around the outside edge of them, and I probably should. Now this is another spot where I do save a couple of little pieces of paper, and that is going to be used on the very last layout I create. So they do hang around for a while. It's pieces that would be behind that photo mat and not really needed on the page. Well, definitely not needed on the page. And it does allow us to make a really nice embellishment on the last page I make in the series. Here I'm just marking to make sure that where I'm going to cut these pieces off, I'm definitely not cutting them off and leaving myself another mess to try to clean up, which would be just like me. And then I'm going to trim them off as I go. So you can see there I went to cut, was overly cautious, went, no, I'm going to triple check this one and make sure that it's not going to be leaving something unfinished or an edge that I'd need to move again. And then I'm going to pop them on. Let me know if you guys do your kits as the instructions, or do you pull them apart and just create a bit with them? I'd love to know what you do with your kits. Okay, so this burst is nearly there, and one last little bit, and you can see here it needed a little bit of a square corner in there, so I'm making sure I leave that bit behind. And then I'm going to attach this photo mat and move on to the right hand page, I believe. Oh, got another little photo to pop on. Now there is a couple of things that I left off this page, and I will probably go back depending on what photos I put on it. So it there was some of the little suitcase embellishments, the rubber suitcase embellishments that I left off, and I also left off a banner that's on this left hand side. There was a banner that said "The Adventure Begins," and I didn't put that one on there. Now, I mentioned earlier there was a little tag thing that I couldn't find, and here's where we go looking for that one. I had to search under lots of bits and pieces to find it. Adding the embellishments on that left-hand page with a little bit of magic mount. I have said that there is quite a few videos and to come in this series. I'm not going to tell you how many, because then you'll know how many layouts, and I want people to guess below. I'd love to see how many people can guess. I'm going to tell you there are double pages and there are single pages. I also have a few things that after the last video in this series I would like to give away. So definitely keep watching and watch out for that. The very last video, I have a few things left over that I'd created, and rather than hoard them, I'm going to give them away. So we're getting really close to the end, guys. Just a little bit of embellishing to go here. As I said, a few things that I didn't put on. So a couple of those rubber embellishments on the right hand page right at the bottom I didn't put on, and a couple on the left hand page. You'll also see in a moment that I bring in a few banners. There's banners that are meant to be above the photos on the right hand page. There we are. And I don't actually use those on this page, so I hoard those off and use them a little bit later on as well. There's my thinking fingers, which indicates that this one is nearly done, guys. I just want to take the opportunity. Thank you so much for tuning in, taking the time to spend with me and watching these videos. Thanks for all the things that you guys do, like hitting the subscribe, liking and all that. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.